What's going on, guys? Going to the fresh commentary. Now guys, VRChat is in trouble. Everyone has been going nuts over this new update, so much so that it's caused the player base to completely split. 60% of players have left the game for good. The reviews on it have switched from positive to very negative or overwhelmingly negative at this point, and VRChat is just a mess right now. And I think it's gonna die out soon, sadly. And it's all because of this new update that's come out, which added an easy anti-cheat system to the game. And that made a lot of people not want to play anymore and spam bad reviews on Steam, because now they can't use the mods that they always have been running in the background of their games for years. And they're not even hacking mods, just extra features that the vanilla game doesn't come with, like accessibility features, extra VR headset support, skin add-ons, and more. And this update just destroyed all of that. Some of the player base even feels betrayed by the devs, because people kept saying that they didn't want this in the game when it got announced earlier this year, and yet the devs added it secretly in the game's beta to test it out for a few weeks and then brought it to the main game, ultimately killing it off. So was it worth it? I say no. Another thing to know is, yes, there are actual hackers in this game, people who use the mods to crash servers and boot people offline, but people rely on these mods to make the game better, like the extra accessibility features like I mentioned before, text-to-speech add-ons too, and not to mention the extra stuff they can do with their avatars to make the game more fun. The modded clients are just completely blocked now, and it's gonna make the game less fun for them, because PC games, when they have mod support, end up making the game 10 times more better, and most of them are entirely run by the player base. They're completely unrestricted. That means creators and even regular players like you and me can mess around with the game and make it to our liking. Mods are sometimes even the sole reason the game still has players anyway, and this update just made the whole player base mad, and I don't think people will be coming back to the game ever. And to make matters worse, people feel bad for those creators who spend hours or even weeks creating custom maps and avatars for the community to enjoy, because the projects they were probably working on for so long now has to be cancelled because of this new update. They're just like, no point of continuing to work on my project, since nobody will even be able to play or try out what you've been making. And this has been causing a lot of VRChat creators who have been working on content for the game for almost a decade now want to quit. And this is truly what's ultimately going to kill off the game, because I mean, they're the ones who keep VRChat alive by making people come back to the game just to play their maps and try out these new custom avatars too. Without it, you'll just be forced to use the default skins and play on the present maps, which make the whole game boring. The thing that made this game so popular was the fact that you can make anything, any character you want, any map, and you could talk to anyone in VR. It was like a social app for virtual reality, and now that's all gone. I mean, yeah, you can still play and chat with people in VR, but without the goofy skins to make people laugh, and custom maps to play mini games or even get even more custom skins, the game just isn't worth playing anymore. And I don't blame everyone for being mad at the devs, because this update just killed off one of the biggest VR games of all time. I get why they rolled out this anti-cheat update though. They're trying to fix the little things in their game, like I mentioned before, with the hackers who boot people offline, use those annoying avatars to disrupt lobbies, and we can all agree that VRChat has very little moderation. You can probably get away with anything, but for an unrestricted game like this, where it's completely open developed and free to anyone out there, that's just what we gotta deal with. Maybe they should just add some workshop support on Steam, or make their own client for users to be able to use mods on their game again, but they have to do it soon, because as of right now, VRChat is not in a good state, and with these terrible reviews going around right now, this is going to kill the game. New players are going to look away from this game now because of the overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam, the bad news from current players saying VRChat is ruined and not fun anymore, and now the custom skins are gone. Their player base is going to die out before they even end up fixing the problems. It already had so many issues since launch, which was like 7 years ago, but we all just dealt with it and everyone worked around it. But now that the devs are restricting the workaround and they want us to play with just the base game's content, which, let's be honest, is hardly anything, everyone is going to get bored and end up leaving the game for good. Creators, current players, and now even new players are hopping off the game, and they're not coming back, trust me. These are basically the 3 building blocks of any game out there, and once one of them leaves for good, even after a fix, that won't be enough to revive what you already killed off. So VRChat is officially gone for good. It was nice while it lasted. We had some pretty good times, some pretty good memes and trends around the game for over 7 years, but now it's time to say goodbye, because the player base is dropping at an alarming rate. This is why sometimes it's always best for devs to connect with their community and see what they like and what changes they would be okay with and not okay with. They can't just push something out and be like, oh well, they have to deal with it, because you're just gonna kill off this good thing that you got going on. The game was always growing, it always stayed relevant, even after all the trends died out, like the Uganda Knuckles. And it's all because YouTubers and streamers always came back to make more content, and there's always fun people on the game to play play with. But now that they're leaving because of this new update, I don't think the game will be the same ever. Of course, no matter how many people leave, there are always going to be a handful of people still playing. Can't wipe out that many players, but either way, it won't compare to how many they had before. In some instances, if you take away the idea of mods and add-ons to the game, this update has also made VRChat unstable to the casual player base. People are having frame rate issues because of the anti-cheat. The game keeps crashing out of nowhere at launch. It keeps making Steam VR bug out too. Harmless add-ons and extensions don't work either. It stops programs like Audio Teapot from working. And Linux users, they're just having a terrible time. One person said that he can't even download or play the game anymore because somehow this update blocks their operating system from being able to play via Proton, even though he said he's been doing this for years. And it's just a mess. The developers really thought that this update would solve all of the game's issues, but it really seems like it's untested and unstable because this is just destroying their game for good. Like, you can't even play without the mods if you wanted to. The game will launch, it just keeps crashing. Like, what's the point? VRChat is just officially dead, guys, and it's all because of this update. And yeah, I just want to talk on this because this is one of VR's biggest games of all time, and now it's gone. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, like the video for more, all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Stay blue.